Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar entitled Industrial OCR Advanced OCR for Logistics and Industrial Applications. My name is Konstantin Bulatov, and I am the Chief Technology Officer at OCR Studio. For those who are joining us for the first time, OCR Studio is a company that develops AI-based OCR technologies for reading and understanding visual data. Our solutions are used by businesses around the world to recognize identity documents, credit and debit cards, barcodes, business documents, such as invoices, and many other objects that carry visual information. What makes our approach special is that everything we do is always on device, meaning all processing happens locally without sending data to the cloud. This ensures data privacy, one of our main principles for developing our products, alongside, of course, scanning accuracy, speed, and the ability to run on any platform, so cross-platform availability. Today, we'll talk about how OCR technology can make machines, not humans, responsible for reading and recording data in an industrial setting, where precision, security, and consistency are the most critical issues. We'll explore real use cases, show how it works, and discuss how OCR Studio can help companies digitize even the most complex visual processes. When we talk about industrial environments, we are talking about carriers of information which is not designed to be read and interpreted by a human directly. For example, pipelines, standardized shipping containers, utility meters or industrial meters, and so on, they all exist for industrial processes and not for people. However, people facilitate those processes, and thus much of the data the processes produce is still read and recorded manually. Every day, millions of readings are made. Serial numbers, shipping container IDs, utility meter values, production labels, etc. Most of these readings are still handled by people simply because there's no better way. Workers walk around, check displays, write down numbers in the documentation, or manually enter them into some kind of information system. This process is slow, expensive, and prone to errors. Our mission is to change that, to make sure that all this machine data, which is really not designed for humans, but for robots, can be read by robots. Even the most attentive operator will get tired eventually or distracted. In industrial setting where data needs to be processed continuously and precisely, human attention is a limited resource. Automation solves this problem. Machines don't get tired, they don't overlook details, and they don't have personal motives. So this eliminates the bias that can come from manual entry as well. Industrial OCR replaces the manual effort with automated reliable data scanning, and it's not just about convenience. It also is about accuracy, about efficiency, and about trust in how critical information is captured, stored, and processed. So, what do we offer to the industry? Industrial OCR isn't just one separate product. It's a set of technologies that adapt to specific environments and specific challenges. At OCR Studio, we provide both ready-made SDKs and a customizable solution that can be integrated into different types of industrial workflows. We'll start today with some key real-world scenarios where industrial OCR brings measurable results. First is intermodal containers. automating cargo container ID recognition in ports or logistics centers. Second is utility meter and industrial meters, replacing manual reading with automated camera-based capture. And vehicle and transport control, scanning license plates and VINs for access and tracking. And then we'll look at how custom OCR projects are built when clients bring us their unique recognition tasks from, let's say, serial number markings or specialized labels of their products. Across all these cases, the principle is the same. Automate what people used to read manually, ensure consistent accuracy, consistent operation, and run everything locally with your secure environment within your secure contour. So let's start with a classic industrial automation challenge, container identification. In global logistics, every cargo container, or it's also called intermodal container, carries a unique standardized ISO 6346 identifier that must be verified multiple times when the container enters the port, during loading, at customs, and upon delivery. Apart from the unique container number, the standard also specifies how an identifier of the container owner is written on the container, alongside with the size type of the container and some additional information as well. It's not enough to verify the container itself, although obviously this is the first and most important step. There is also an important need to check that the container hasn't been tampered with after clearance at the customs or during transportation. There are many ways to do this, but the most widely used is the method which utilizes bolt seals, such as this one. So when you close the container, you break off this bolt seal, you close it, and you'll get something like this, the closed seal. And then the container cannot be opened until you break the seal. And actually, it's very tough to break because there's a steel rod inside. So you actually need to cut it open usually. And when you seal the container, you register the ID number, which also is provided on each seal, in order to check later that the seal has not been broken and has not been replaced with another seal with a different ID number. So in most terminals, these numbers are still verified manually today. Workers read them from the container surface, note them down. Best case, they're typing them into an electronic system. Actually, most of the time, they're writing them down in a paper journals to be processed later. This process obviously takes more time than it should, introduces human error, and creates bottlenecks at the container gates, at loading areas, and at checkpoints. So OCR Studio provides a fully automated alternative. Our industrial OCR technology reads both container IDs, the standardized container IDs, and the bolt seal numbers directly from images or from video streams, whether captured by fixed gate cameras, handheld mobile devices, or even drone-mounted cameras. The system is designed to handle real-world port or warehouse conditions. So uneven surfaces, worn out paint, rust on the containers, dirt, grease, extreme lighting contrasts from direct sun exposure, for example, or alternatively, the night operations. It maintains high accuracy even when characters are partially damaged or distorted, either on the container or on the seal. And keep in mind that the scanning is done locally, which means no images or numbers are sent to the cloud, a key requirement for port automation and customs operation concerned with data security, and an important component for industrial cases where the internet connection is limited or non-existent. Let me quickly show you how it works. I will be using OCR Studio demo application. By the way, you can test it also yourself. You can just download it from Google Play and App Store. Select Industrial OCR, Shipping Container, and I'll be using this toy here. As you can see, instantly reads the container ID number, owner ID, and size type. The same demo app, we can try reading the container seal numbers. This is an unbroken one. Container seal number is read just like that, or already closed one, like this, and it will extract both ID numbers. That's it. Our next use case, meter reading, may seem very simple at first, but it's actually one of the most impactful applications of industrial OCR. Think about how many meters exist across industries. Power meters, gas meters, water meters, such as this one, industrial flow, pressure meters, etc. Even though there exist, obviously, meters which can electronically transmit their reading to centralized control system, the traditional meter, such as the regular one, without any kind of connection whatsoever, is still ubiquitous. They are everywhere. And in many plants, these are still read manually again. So operators walk around, write down readings, take pictures, which are entered later, still manually, into their software control system. This method is, again, obviously inefficient. It is unreliable and error-prone. It depends on human attention and can easily lead to delays or errors of transcription. With OCR Studio, this process becomes fully automated. Our OCR models can recognize numbers on rolling counters or digital screen-based counters, even under low lighting or when the surface is reflective or dusty. Even beyond efficiency, this also improves work safety. Fewer people need to access potentially dangerous facilities, potentially dangerous areas, just to collect meter readings. And since the entire process runs locally on device, even remote facilities or those with no internet connection, no internet coverage, can still benefit from real-time utility meter data capture. And it really works very, very quickly. I can show you using the same demo application. Select Industrial OCR, meters, and just like that, instantly reads the meter reading. That's it. Another major area where OCR is transforming industrial automation is transportation control. Vehicles move goods, equipment, containers across various facilities, and each of those movements needs to be logged, verified, and tracked accurately. OCR Studio provides reliable and high-speed recognition of vehicle license plates, including standard, non-standard formats, as well as plates which are exposed to dirt, to glare, partial occlusion, etc. And this technology is used for access control, logistics, transport tracking in industrial zones using the cameras. Not only industrial zones, also in ports and in warehouses. Deployed on fixed gate cameras or mobile devices or embedded terminals, OCR Studio software allows automatic vehicle entry logging, departure control, and linking of captured license plate with shipment records or shipment container records, for example. Once a vehicle enters the facility, its license plate is just the first obvious piece of data we can capture and control. The next step is tracking and verification of the vehicle identification number, the VIN. The VIN is a unique code engraved or printed on every vehicle and even some parts of the vehicle, such as the engine. And it is essential for registration, maintenance, and inventory control of various types of transportation vehicles. OCR Studio accurately reads VINs from these plates, from VIN stickers, or directly from metal engravings, even if they are partially worn out or located on difficult to reach or curved surfaces. This capability helps automate asset tracking, fleet management and inspection workflows, reducing the time required for verification and minimizing manual entry errors. All processing is still performed locally, ensuring full data privacy and offline operation if needed. When we design our technologies at OCR Studio, we always think not just about scanning accuracy, but also about how easily the technology can fit into a customer's environment, can be integrated into the customer infrastructure. Industrial facilities, ports, warehouses all have very different infrastructures, often difficult to maintain and upgrade. And so our goal is to make the software integration simple and as consistent as possible everywhere across all the different types of industrial settings. That is why our solution is delivered as a family of lightweight and fully functional SDKs that can be embedded directly into the customer's systems. They include mobile SDKs for iOS and Android systems, which can be integrated directly inside your mobile application and used by operators, inspectors, logistics personnel for on-site scanning of various objects, containers, seals, meters, VINs, and so on. Web SDKs, which is designed for browser-based solution, and they let users capture and process data directly inside the web page. And of course, server-side SDKs and APIs for various kinds of backend automation, where large volumes of visual data, of images, of video frames can be processed as part of an internal workflow of the information system. In all integration cases, the processing runs locally. Again, we are repeating the same thing on every point and on every side, but because this is the one of our most important features. This ensures data privacy and ensures offline operation, or enables offline operation if it's needed. Equally important is consistency. No matter which platform you use, mobile web or server, it will run the same core OCR engine and thus deliver identical performance, accuracy, and output format. This means that you can easily build multi-channel systems. For instance, cameras and entry gates read container, license plate numbers, while mobile application verify seal numbers, VINs, or record utility meter readings, all within the same ecosystem and using only one scanning product. Of course, not all industrial data fits into predefined categories, and obviously the industrial objects which we have already implemented in our industrial OCR solution will not be able to cover all the different scanning needs any kind of industrial setting will have. That's why we also offer custom OCR solutions designed for organizations that need to recognize something very specific for their specific use case. So it could be serial numbers on electronic components, if you are building a production line, for example, tire sidewall markings used for tracking, again, in automotive manufacturing, wagon codes, rail car sites for logistics, for maintenance yards, safety labels, compliance markings inside hazardous zones where lighting is poor, for example, and the scanning conditions can be harsh. So, or any other visual data that is critical to a production process and which your operators currently have to read either manually or take a photograph and then read after the fact. Again, manually from the captured images. So if there's something in your industrial workflow that still needs to be read by hand, OCR Studio can make it readable by machine, which would be safer, efficient, and completely offline. So here's how we approach any custom OCR project. Step 1. You describe your use case. You share example images of the object you need to be scanned. Step 2. We build a prototype system and estimate how large a dataset we will need to refine the solution. The dataset is typically used for quality assurance, as we tend to use synthetically generated data for training in order to better control the scanning model quality and avoid data poisoning and avoid skewed distribution and data misrepresentation. The prototype is typically delivered as either a demo application or a full-fledged SDK to be integrated. Step 3. We train, fine-tune, verify the quality of the final scanning solution using your dataset. And step 4, you test and integrate the system into your environment, or simply start using the added functionality if you already have integrated our SDK for reading something else. This approach ensures that every custom solution is data-driven, transparent, and fully aligned with your real capturing conditions and your real business needs. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for spending this time with me and learning about industrial OCR. We hope this session gave you a clear picture of how OCR Studio helps automate industrial reading tasks, from ports to logistics and manufacturing and utilities. If you have your own scanning challenge or want to see how OCR Studio could fit into your workflow, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can contact our team at sales@ocrstudio.ai or visit our website ocrstudio.ai. And also, you can meet us in person at the upcoming industry exhibitions and technology events. The next ones are Mobile World Congress Doha on 25th of November in Doha, the Global Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, that will be the 2nd of March 2026, and GITEX Asia, which will be held in Singapore the 8th of April 2026. Automation starts with a simple idea, letting machines read what humans no longer need to read. And that's exactly what we help our clients achieve every day. Thank you once again, and let's stay in touch.